Let's talk about what you need to start a window cleaning business in 2024. My name is Caleb. I've been professionally cleaning windows for 5 years now, and 4 of those years has been running my own business, which right now I'm running with a couple employees, and I have a decent amount of experience in the field. Of course, I don't know everything, and I'm always trying to constantly learn as well. But if you want some tips and tricks of how to get your window cleaning business going for 2024, definitely stick around. One of the first things you're gonna need when starting your window cleaning business, of course, is to be legitimate, right? You're gonna need a business license and some insurance to go along with that to make sure you're gonna be covered, and anyone that you're working for, their property is covered as well. This is one of the biggest things that's gonna vary state to state, so look up your local state regulations on what you need to have a window cleaning business, but that is definitely one of the most important first steps. One of the next things you wanna start thinking about is setting up accounts for your business, like bank accounts, maybe getting a debit or a credit card for your business as well. Of course, this is not financial advice, but it's a general good practice of business to try to keep your personal and business finances separate. Once you have some of those general business steps out of the way, you can actually start thinking equipment. After years of cleaning windows now, I've accumulated quite the array of different tools, some of them being very cheap and some of them being very expensive. But again, that's the beautiful thing about window washing, is really the barrier to entry is very low. When you're getting started, all I started with was just a bucket, a belt, some squeegees, and a strip washer. That's really all you need to get started. So with squeegees, I'd recommend getting a few different sizes. I started with a 14, an 18-inch, and then also a 10-inch squeegee. And you could also get maybe one more small squeegee for cleaning off your tracks, but really that's all you need as far as squeegees go to get started. Depending on what you're gonna be using with your squeegees, if you're gonna be doing lots of commercial type work, you might wanna consider getting a squeegee that allows you to do things like tilting, as well as adjusting different angles like this Mormon Accelerator 2.0 does allow you to do. So make sure you think about what kind of cleaning you're gonna be doing as well when ordering your actual squeegee handle, to make sure it's going to be doing the proper things that you actually want it to do. In addition to your squeegees, you are going to want to buy some extra rubber, which rubber is very subjective as well, but you can buy it in either smaller packs like this or in bulk and cut it to size. But you'll want to make sure you have more rubber to put in your blades, because as soon as those blades do start getting more dull, and it doesn't take much time, it's going to start leaving things like streaks and bleeding behind it. So you do want to make sure you have extra rubber to replace on your squeegee blade. Starting off, you'll also want to get something like an extension pole. I started off with this bronze extension pole, just an aluminum pole, a little bit heavier, not going to be the lightest thing ever, but still works great. So you'll need a T-bar to put your strip washer on, and as far as strip washers go themselves, there's not a lot of variety here. For me, I like to use an 18-inch strip wash. For my sleeve here though, I am using a Mormon Fugu sleeve, which gives you the added benefit of having some of these porcupine quills on it to give you a little extra abrasion, as well as having good soaking ability. It can hold on to water for quite a while. Once you have your tools, you'll of course need a belt to actually put it in. As far as belts goes, pretty much any construction belt will work. You just need something like a Boab, which is a bucket on a belt, to put it in. This here is a Grackle, which is a little bit more expensive, but all you really need is a simple belt to stick your strip washer and your squeegee in, so it's not dripping water around your customer's house. But a construction belt like this is a Cobalt one from Lowe's, has these nice big pouches on here. It allows you to store anything you might need, like a brush for wiping out your tracks, flat bar for pulling off screens, extra squeegees. I have my abrasives in here, so having some sort of storage on your belt is going to help for carrying things around with you. You'll also want to pick up some basic rags when starting. The main things you're going to look for is getting a lint-free rag. I like to use these recycled surgical towels. You can order them in bulk or in smaller packs. Again, these are great for detailing, using as a dry rag after you finish to clean up your edges, or also I use one as a dry rag and one as a wet rag then for cleaning off my squeegee blades when they have extra water on them. You also want to think about having some microfiber towels, which can help for cleaning up frames or excess water, along with maybe a few bigger towels which you can already have laying around your house to help soak up the excess water or lay below windows as you're squeegeeing, so it's not getting on people's houses. You might also want to outfit your belt with some more abrasives to help break off a little bit tougher of substances. Some of my favorite things are going to be a walnut pad for a lighter abrasive, or something like a bronze or steel wool, going to help you take off some of those tougher things on the glass. You also need a bucket to actually hold your water and soap. You can either get a bigger bucket like this, which is going to help with fitting bigger strip washers like an 18-inch, or you could get a smaller little Ettore bucket like this, which is only going to be able to fit those smaller strip washers like a 14-inch. You also want to to think about getting just a couple ladders, and two of basically the most versatile ladders that you can start with is going to be just something like a Little Giant here. This is going to be, or you can call it a combination ladder. There's lots of different types of ladders similar to Little Giant. Little Giant's a little more expensive because it has the name going along with it, but this allows you to get into so many different places that is just not going to happen with a single ladder like a step stool or a fixed ladder like this. But a ladder like this is going to allow you to do a lot. I would recommend getting a combination ladder and a step ladder. That's going to get you to almost any location along with the trad pole. And one of the last things you want to think about when it comes to equipment, of course, is going to be the vehicle to transport all. Of course, now I have a van that's wrapped. I never thought this would happen when I first started my business. Super happy to have this, but what I started in was actually just this Jeep Grand Cherokee right here. I was able to pack everything in there. You might have to be kind of creative with it of how you actually get the equipment there, but I worked out of that thing for 2 years and it worked great for me. Of course, it was a tight fit and I had everything packed in there. I couldn't really use the vehicle for anything else, but that just goes to show it doesn't matter what vehicle you have or what you might be using at the time, you can definitely make it work. Now that you got your business set up, you're licensed, you're insured, you're thinking about equipment, you have that. Of course, what's the next step? Well, you need someone to actually do the work for, right? So the next thing you want to do is think about getting actual clients. And really, one of the best ways to start is going to be start with people that already know you. Think friends, think family, maybe neighbors that are close by. Try to get your foot in the door then. Even if you do your first couple of jobs for free, it's worth the experience. You get to learn how to use your tools, hone your craft, figure out how to work around different situations, clean different types of windows, and also the experience is definitely the best teacher. So just getting out there and doing the work, and if you can do it for friends or family first, that's a great way to get started so you're not on some stranger's property figuring out things, looking up on YouTube or Google for the first time. All these topics can be delved into in much more depth and will be in future videos specifically on these, but this is a general summary of how to get started into window cleaning in 2024. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content and want to see more detailed explanations of these things coming up in the near future, definitely subscribe.